We welcome you to our meaningful meditation for this fourth week of Lent. It will be March 15th, and we're kind of at an entrance that probably you're not typically familiar with, because this is the north entrance to Somerset Preschool, and this whole addition was put on back in the 80s for our church to help with the faith formation of our children and youth, to have more space to do that. And so on the weekends and Wednesday nights, that is what the space is used for. And then during the week, we are basically a home for this preschool called Somerset Preschool, with about 50 children that come here every day. And so you may be wondering, why, Trisha, are you discussing this? But really, this week our theme comes from Matthew, and this is a text about Jesus welcoming the little children. And you may not be an expert on the first century, but children were not very welcome, especially in that time, and were seen really as a ways to help with the family budget, to bring in money. They really were not seen as the blessing that Jesus wants the disciples to see them at. And so the disciples are trying to be like bodyguards and protecting Jesus, and Jesus says, no, you've got it all wrong. Let them come unto me. And we are also going to look at a text from the Old Testament, from Deuteronomy 24, in which we are really being challenged. How are we caring for the most vulnerable? So thinking about the immigrant, the person that has no home, the widow or widower that is left alone, the orphan, and how these people on the margins are so important to who we are as Christians, to make sure that we are caring for them and being mindful of the sacrifice that they're making. And in the text in Deuteronomy, it's really talking to them about, remember when you were living in Egypt and you were a slave, and what that felt like not to have the freedom that many of these people don't have. So it's a very appropriate thing for us to be thinking about as we live a life, many of us, of privilege, of not worrying about where we're going to sleep that night or what food we are going to have. And who are we as a community of faith if we are not thinking about those who are vulnerable amongst us? So that is where we were going, and it's really a great Sunday to understand more about who University Presbyterian Church is as a Matthew 25 church, as we invite our friends to come and to be with us, to truly show them how we love our neighbor, and that's what we are called as Christians to do. So it will be a very important Sunday, a festive time, as we have worship together, and then afterwards we have our chili soup cook-off, and so we have at least 10 entries, which is great, and we want you to come and sample some wonderful chili and soup, have a great time of fellowship together. There are these postcards. If you need to stop by and pick one up, you can let me know if you want to deliver it to your friend, or certainly send a text, send a picture of it to your friend. Anybody that you feel especially close to or feel called to say, hey, this is a place where I am growing spiritually, and I would love for you to come and to join me. So that is all happening this coming Sunday, March 15th. We also have some retreats going on for our youth, so our junior hires and senior high, 2 separate retreats, but we want to be prayerful for them as they have this time away. Also want to make sure that we're thinking about the ways that we can grow and nurture our faith. So we do have an Enliven coming up at the end of the month on March 29th. So we want to make sure that's on your calendar as we continue to listen to each other's stories of faith. And then backing up 1 week on the 22nd of March, our finance committee would love to have your attention to educate us about some changes in tax law. And so we are encouraging you to stay after the service with your coffee on the 22nd for that important time. On the other side of March 29th, it will be Holy Week, as that day we have our Palm Sunday, and so want to make sure that that is on your schedule and your calendar as we look forward to that special time together. So more information will be coming. If you do want to order an Easter plant, that is available to you to do that now. So please let us know if that's an interest or need for you. So we look forward to seeing you this Sunday as we continue our Lenten season. Tell me something good as we ground ourselves in the good news of Lent, and we are excited to see you this Sunday, March 15th. So peace for your journey. Amen.